Good evening, and thank you all for coming to our virtual 2020 graduation ceremony. We are working our way through the unparalleled challenges that accompany a pandemic. To start the ceremony, I would like to share a quote by Robert Kennedy that applies to today. All of us might wish at times that we lived in a more tranquil world, but we don't. And if our times are difficult and perplexing, so are they challenging and filled with opportunity. Good luck, seniors, in all that you attempt. At this time, I would like to begin our flower ceremony. The flower ceremony is a long-standing tradition at Bloomfield High School. It provides this year's graduates the opportunity to honor and show appreciation to their parents and family for making tonight's commencement possible. Haley Dawn Anderson, daughter of Patricia Anderson. Dakota Barnhart, son of Douglas and Hilda Barnhart. Hannah Suzanne Chilson, daughter of Steve and Amanda Chilson. Barbara Ann Koblenz, daughter of Chris and Lisa Koblenz, represented today by Stephen and Robert Koblenz. Elizabeth Marie DeFranco, daughter of Pete DeFranco and Virginia Roeder. Chase Monroe Donaldson, son of Richard and Don Donaldson. Cody J. Foltz, his family is represented by Sabri Starr Schaefer, daughter of Tiffany and Brian Schaefer, represented this evening by Cody Foltz. Julian Aaron Golombowski, son of Julianne Golombowski. Mackenzie Renee Hamilton, daughter of Wade Hamilton and Jennifer Morris. At this time, I would like to introduce the Superintendent of Bloomfield Municipal Schools, Mr. John Sheets.
Good evening. On behalf of the Board of Education, the administration, faculty, and support staff of Bloomfield Municipal Local Schools, I want to welcome all of you to the viewing of the graduation ceremony for the class of 2020. The last months of this school year have not been normal. Normalcy for the class of 2020's climatic end to their senior year was taken away from them by the coronavirus pandemic. Any sense of normalcy for the end of the school year was tossed out the window by the school's obligation to follow directives of the mid-March State of Ohio stay-at-home order. The Ohio stay-at-home order closed school buildings and instituted remote learning for the rest of the school year. Large gatherings were prohibited, social distancing behavior was expected, and the way schools operated changed. Needless to say, we all have had to adjust to a new lifestyle during this time period of the stay-at-home directive. We can all agree that the class of 2020 has not had a normal end to their senior year. We all are disappointed that this group of seniors had to face an abrupt end to their senior year. This senior class missed out on the events that seniors participate in at the end of a normal end of the school year. We can all empathize with what this senior class has been through. No class before you has faced such a crisis, and hopefully no class will ever have to sacrifice like your class has had to sacrifice. Seniors, I know that you have learned during this time period that being resilient and determined will help you overcome challenging times in your lives. The commencement program format you are viewing was created to keep everyone involved with the ceremony safe and to protect the well-being of everyone involved and to adhere to the Ohio stay-at-home directives. The other guiding principle used to craft this commencement ceremony was to duplicate as much as possible a normal commencement program held at Bloomfield High School. The administration and the senior class advisors developed a script for a ceremony that was as close to a normal ceremony as could be. The 2020 graduation ceremony format is a first. I want to thank all of the staff that were involved in the creation and production of this graduation ceremony. Thank you to all of you for the many hours of your time and your dedication to make this ceremony a memorable one for the class of 2020. Seniors, you now have a memory that is unique to the class of 2020. Graduates, your journey from kindergarten to 12th grade has come to an end. The success of your journey can be attributed to caring parents, caring teachers and administrators, caring support staff, and caring community. All of these caring groups of people assisted you along your route towards your final destination of high school graduation. All of the caring groups ensured that your journey was successful. Make it a point to demonstrate some appreciation and gratitude to the folks that contributed to your high school graduation. Graduates, as you go out into society and make your way in life, continue to strive to live your life by the character traits that you learned about during your time at Bloomfield High School. The administration and staff initiated the Character Counts program at Bloomfield High School during your junior year. Let me remind you of the 6 pillars of character from the Character Counts program. They are trustworthiness, respect, responsibility, fairness, caring, and citizenship. Students of character are critical in order to have a school environment that is safe and where learning thrives. People of character are critical in order to have a safe society and to have a society that thrives. I want you to continue to strive to be a person of character. It is a challenge to live your life striving to be a person of character. As you graduate and go to college, go to the workforce, or go to the armed services, be a person of character. Striving to be a person of character is the most important piece of advice or a graduation gift that I can give you. I would like to share with you a few words about another tragic event that occurred and impacted the class of 2020's senior year. In January of 2020, the class of 2020 and the school community said goodbye to a beloved teacher. Sadly, Justin Hostettler lost his battle to pancreatic cancer in January. For the class of 2020, Justin Hostettler was their only social studies teacher they ever knew. Justin was much more than a social studies teacher, and the class of 2020 learned so much more than just social studies from him. Justin taught them about caring, just as he cared about his students. He taught his students about citizenship. He taught his students to be passionate about whatever they pursue in life. He was a role model for all his students. Many times, Justin told me that teaching at Bloomfield High School was his dream job. Justin was teaching his students life lessons all the time. When I attended Justin's funeral along with many of you, I realized that he was there in teaching spirit, teaching us, all of us, life lessons. Thank you, Mr. Hostettler, for teaching the class of 2020 life lessons. Thank you for teaching me life lessons. Thank you for teaching all of us how to face challenges, adversity, and obstacles in life. So at this time, I would like all the viewers to please join me in a moment of silent reflection in memory of beloved Bloomfield High School teacher, Mr. Justin Hostettler, who lost his courageous battle in January of 2020 to pancreatic cancer. Thank you. Graduates, I want you to know that your teachers and your families and I have taken great joy and pride watching you and nurturing you as you have developed and grown into young adults. You may not realize that they have taught you well. It is important for you to know that although you may not have realized it, your teachers and your families have learned many valuable lessons from you as well. I asked your Bloomfield High School teachers to share some of the lessons they have learned from you or what you have taught them. Here's a sample of what they told me. From Haley Anderson, we learned to be tenacious and persistent. We learned from Haley that if you believe strongly in something, keep fighting for that something. We learned from Haley that she was a leader of class fundraising activities, as she believed that participating in fundraising activities grew camaraderie and fellowship with her fellow classmates. We learned that Haley was a hard worker and very organized as she led many of the senior fundraising activities. From Dakota Barnhart, we learned caring relationships matter and they're essential for student growth and development. Dakota was involved in a four-wheeler accident as a young teen. He was hospitalized with a bad head injury. Caring school teaching and support staff, caring Trumbull County ESC staff, and his extremely supportive family came together to support Dakota during his recovery from this tragic accident. Dakota had a whole lot of people pulling for him and helping him overcome his serious injury. Dakota taught us the value of a strong work ethic. Dakota taught us that a generous spirit is essential to living a good life. We learned from Dakota, who by the way seemed to be always present, that he was always ready to lend a hand. And last but not least, Dakota showed us all the characteristics of a massive candy bar salesman. From Hannah Chilson and Mackenzie Hamilton, we learned not to be afraid to take a new path on the road of life. Both of these graduates left the comfortable setting of Bloomfield High School and chose to grow and learn at the Trumbull County Career and Technical Center. We learned from Hannah that she was vocally and musically talented. Mackenzie taught us that students do thrive and grow while attending TCTC. From Barbara Koblenz, we learned to be hardworking. Barbara taught us about the value of effort. Barbara participated in sports and student activities while holding down a part-time job and keeping up with her classwork. She taught us that applying time management is essential to a busy life. From Lizzie DeFranco, we learned to be resilient and strong. We know that Lizzie faced challenges during her schooling. She overcame those challenges by being resilient and strong. From Chase Donaldson, we learned what it's like to be a self-sufficient high schooler. Chase enrolled at Bloomfield High School as a high schooler and had to overcome residency and attendance obstacles in order to graduate. We learn from him to persevere. We learn from Chase puzzle-solving skills. Chase hopes to take his skills and apply them in a military career. From Cody Foltz, we learn what it's like to be a self-sufficient high schooler. Cody enrolled at Bloomfield High School as a sophomore and faced many hurdles in order to graduate. We learn from Cody that all students can learn and grow when they are encouraged and you care about them. We learned that Cody had interests in Greek mythology and sports. We learned the value of determination, and Cody taught us to never give up on a student. From Julian Golombowski, we learned that he was quiet and caring. We learned that Julian will lend a helping hand when he is asked. Julian will come through when needed. Julian's teachers said that he taught them about being loyal and dependable. From Maddie Roth, we learned that it is important to teach students to be creative and to recognize a student's artistic talents. Maddie taught us that we have students creating great artistic projects here at Bloomfield High School. Maddie taught us that procrastination can lead to successful and beautiful works of art. Maddie taught us that intellectual curiosity and creativity knows no bounds, that we all possess these qualities, and that if we access them, we can overcome any adversity. From Sabri Schaefer, we learned that behind that quiet demeanor lied a very helpful and caring person. Sabri taught us the value of caring as she provided support to her fellow classmates when they needed it. Collectively, the class of 2020 taught us that if you pair patience with compassion, amazing growth and learning will happen. We have witnessed greatness from each of these students as we watch them overcome personal and academic obstacles to become who they are today. We are so proud of all of them for pushing through their senior year during a global pandemic, and we look forward to seeing them lead thriving and resilient lives as a result. We all learn from you that effort, dedication, determination, resiliency can overcome the obstacles that confront us in life. It is truly amazing what can be accomplished when no one cares who gets the credit. Graduates, while it's important to be ever mindful and appreciative of the timeless lessons you learned during your times at Bloomfield MESPA local schools, I challenge you to be even more mindful of the lessons you are teaching others and the lessons you have taught us. Be mindful that is not only what you teach, but how you teach it. That will truly be your legacy. As I end my remarks, my first charge to you, the class of 2020, is to remember this quote: tough times don't last, tough people do. I want you to be tough, I want you to be resilient, and I want you to persevere. My second charge to you is that you continue to be a lifelong learner. I want you to never stop learning. My last charge to you, the class of 2020, is to go out and make your destiny happen. At this time, on behalf of the Board of Education and Administration, I would like to recognize and commend our senior students that have earned the designation of class of 2020 Valedictorian and Salutatorian. The Valedictorian designation is for the student with the highest grade point average, and the Salutatorian is for the student with the designation of the second highest grade point average. For the class of 2020, I would like to commend Haley Anderson for earning the distinction of being the class of 2020 Valedictorian. Next, I would like to commend Barbara Koblenz for earning the distinction of being the class of 2020 Salutatorian. Congratulations on those designations. Thank you. And now I will turn over the next part of this ceremony to our academic leaders as they will be sharing remarks with you. First, you will hear from Barbara Koblenz, the class salutatorian, and then you will hear from Haley Anderson, the class valedictorian. Thank you.
Good evening, family, friends, faculty, and fellow graduates. Well, we did it. We all accomplished one of the major early milestones of our lives, high school graduation. This is a major step in the journey of our lives, one that should be remembered for its immense significance. We have all worked so hard to get to this day. I know in normal times, high school seniors would be picking up their caps and gowns, preparing to stand up in front of all of our loved ones to perform what most call the walk of success. Of course, nothing about these times are normal, especially for the class of 2020. As our usually short spring break was extended for the rest of the school year, seniors let the truth settle, letting this virus control how we feel as if part of our life ended, and we never got to say goodbye to it. Look where we are at now, creating a video to say goodbye, to place yet another memory in this world. We, the class of 2020, will be taught about by the future world. We can't let this put us down. It makes us different from all prior classes. We are the Power students. We powered through our last year, even though I am no longer sitting next to Haley in Miss Ingvish's class, or venting to Miss Sampson about our problems whether she wanted to hear them or not. We, the class of 2020, are not standing in front of the selected few people with a camera for no reason. We are here to show the purpose of our accomplishments, our goals, and our success, to remind us of who we are and who we are meant to be. Our class has had its ups and downs, but we always come together as a whole when we need to. I would like to thank my mom and dad for always supporting me in everything I do and being there for my major achievements. I would like to thank my friends for always being there for me when I need them the most. I would like to thank Miss Sampson, Miss Anderson, and Mr. Vigoda for always being the best teachers I could go to just vent all my problems to, even though they didn't want to hear about them. And finally, I would like to thank my grandma for being so supportive of me and being there for my major achievements. Thank you. And now I'd like to introduce our valedictorian, Haley Anderson.
Good evening, parents, faculty, and the class of 2020. These last 4 years of high school have prepared us for the next part of life's journey. Whether you choose to further your education, take the military route, or go right into the workforce, remember to take something from these 4 years. We have had many challenges come our way, but look at where we are today. This may not have been the ending we hoped for since we were young, but let's make the best of it. After all, we will most definitely be the class that is never forgotten. The memories we made in high school are memories that will stay with us forever. I am grateful to get to share my last 4 years of high school with each of you. We have had many struggles facing us, but this is a class that has always found a way to overcome them. When I came here as a freshman, I was welcomed with open arms, and I want to personally thank all of you for making me feel at home since day one. I would like to thank my mom, Mrs. Patty Anderson, for pushing every single one of us to do our best in every aspect of our lives. It is because of you that we are walking across the stage today. You have done nothing but support the class of 2020 for our entire high school career and me my whole life, and for that I am especially thankful. Lastly, I would like to thank the staff at Bloomfield for paving the way to make all this happen. I would like to give a special thanks to Mrs. Nancy Sampson for always being there for us and doing everything in her power to help us with whatever we needed. Mr. Justin Hostettler, who is sadly no longer with us, for always giving us his words of wisdom, which will stick with us through our adult lives. Mr. Kevin Vigoda, for always being there to give us a good laugh and encouraging us when we are down. Mr. Peter Stafford, although new to us our senior year, he treated us as if he had been there since day one. Mr. Justin Sly, for always helping us organize anything we asked him to do and supporting our class as a whole. And finally, Mr. Randy Ballard, for always giving us a warm welcome every day. Although this isn't how we wanted this chapter in our life to end, we decided to make it the best and go out with a bang. We are the only class in Bloomfield history to be on the big screen. Congratulations, class of 2020.
At this time, it is my pleasure to introduce this year's commencement speaker, John Brasek. John is a 2008 graduate of Bloomfield High School, and he attended Cleveland Institute of Art, where he obtained a Bachelor of Fine Arts degree in biomedical art in 2012. Please welcome John Brasek.
Thank you, Bloomfield High School class of 2020, for finally making my dreams come true and putting me on the big screen. I'm honored to have been chosen to speak today. Although, I gotta say, I was a little surprised I was asked to speak. I mean, you guys could have picked a judge, a local business owner, or a doctor, and you guys picked the guy that literally eats ice cream for a living. In all seriousness, it's always good to be home, and the sweetest treat to be here today, speaking to the faculty and parents, families, friends, and graduates. You've made it to graduation and deserve to be celebrated. Congratulations to the class of 2020. I want to start by telling you all how proud you should be to have the name of the school under your credentials. The quantity does not affect the quality, and you are all a direct reflection of this. I hope the faculty and staff know how much they are appreciated. I don't think there is a school district in the state where the teachers know and care for their students like here. I hope you all share the same pride that I do in these halls. I can still remember my own thoughts and feelings from graduation 12 years ago. I was excited, hopeful, feeling accomplished, and looking forward to my last summer before heading off to college. I also had the feelings of uncertainty that I pushed down and tried my best to ignore, but now I know those feelings are normal. We all have them, and if you don't, you're one of the lucky ones. For the rest of us, just remember to take a deep breath and relax. Everything's gonna be all right. Instead of me telling you my 12-year story, I thought I'd keep it short and I'd share some thoughts that helped me along my own journey to where I stand today. First, follow your dreams. I know about a third of the graduation cards you're gonna receive will tote the saying, but that's because it's true. But let me emphasize, follow your dreams. It's your turn to live your life and do what makes you happy. Just whatever it is you choose to do, go for it 100% and pave your own path. A lot of people didn't take me seriously when I announced my decision to go to art school, but it was my choice and a decision I'm so happy I made to this day. I wouldn't be who I am or where I am today if I hadn't followed my dreams and made that choice. Second, don't be afraid of failure. Failure isn't a permanent condition. It's merely a segment of time that you can and will overcome, so long as you dust yourself off and get back up. It's actually nearly impossible to avoid failure. It forces us to learn and be creative. You have to believe in yourself. Third, see as much of the world as you possibly can during your lifetime. Take a trip into the nature, a train across the country, or a plane across the Atlantic. There's a whole world out there to learn from, be inspired by, to taste, and experience. Some things that sound so strange in books might surprise you and put a smile on your face. Fourth, practice kindness in everything you do. Although you all may be going in different directions, stay in touch, check in with each other, and share your experiences. We can accomplish bigger things together, and often our ideas are better when we're surrounded by the people that lift us up. This past spring has been a time that you all have been anticipating for years, and I have to acknowledge the sad truth of all the memories you missed. Your final sports seasons, your spring performances, your last prom, and countless moments of being together that you'll never get back, and I'm truly sorry. I can't begin to imagine your disappointment. You have every right to feel the range of emotions that you've endured during this time. When this is all over, hopefully, we'll all come out as better humans and continue to share the kindness that helped us all through this difficult time. The power of kindness can change the trajectory of any dark day. Fifth, take care of your bodies, and they'll help carry you along your journey. Try to get in some weekly physical activity. Join a sports league, a run club, get a gym membership, practice yoga, go for a hike, dance, just move your body. Your mind will ease, your stress levels will drop, and you'll be ready to take on any adventure. Eat something healthy at least once a day so your brain has the fuel it needs for all the bright things you're going to think of. And my personal favorite, get some sleep, because believe me, it'll catch up. Which leads me to my sixth and final thought. I'd also like to acknowledge your parents. Take care of your parents the best way you can. Right now, many of you may be excited to finally be your own boss and get out there on your own. But remember, they're the ones that got you here today. This is the part when you look over to your parents and say thank you. And when you leave home, maybe call every once in a while and say hi. I leave you now to reflect on these 6 thoughts, but know this community is always cheering you on, today, tomorrow, and beyond. Thank you for having me speak tonight. I wish you all hope, kindness, and best of luck. Now it's time for me to get off the screen and let the true stars shine tonight. Congratulations, Bloomfield High School, class of 2020.
At this time, it is my pleasure to introduce Peter Stafford. He will be presenting the winners of the local scholarships. Once again, our community, as always, steps up and really does an outstanding job of supporting our graduates. Peter Stafford.
Good evening. We will now recognize and would like to congratulate the following Bloomfield MESPO Class of 2020 scholarship recipients. Haley Anderson is the recipient of the James L. Sampson Memorial Scholarship in the amount of $500, the OPSI Scholarship in the amount of $500, the BMEA Scholarship in the amount of $510, the North Bloomfield Optimist Club Scholarship in the amount of $750, the Franklin B. Walter All Scholastic Award in the amount of $500, and the First Place Community Fund Scholarship Award in the amount of $1,000. Maddie Roth is the recipient of the Roth Family Scholarship in the amount of $500. Congratulations to all of this year's scholarship recipients.
Before I present the diplomas this evening, I would like to take a second and recognize the following students. This student has earned an honors diploma as prescribed by the Ohio Department of Education and is signified by the gold cord she wears. Haley Anderson. I would like to recognize Chase Donaldson for enlisting in the United States Navy, and this is signified by his red, white, and blue cord that he's wearing at graduation. I want to also recognize Hannah Chilson for enlisting in the United States Army. This again is signified by the red, white, and blue cord that she's wearing at the ceremony. Congratulations to all of you. The class of 2020 wishes to remind the audience that our graduation is a formal ceremony. Please refrain from honking your horns and making noise as I announce the graduates' names. We would like all of our parents to hear the name of their graduate. Thank you. Haley Dawn Anderson, Valedictorian. Dakota Barnhart. Hannah Suzanne Chilson. Barbara Ann Koblenz, Salutatorian. Elizabeth Marie DeFranco. Chase Monroe Donaldson. Cody J. Foltz, Sabri Star Schaefer. Julian Aaron Golombowski. Mackenzie Renee Hamilton. Due to mitigating circumstances, one of our graduates was not able to participate in our virtual ceremony at the high school, but she was able to participate at home. Madeline Roth, daughter of Cherry and Christopher Roth.
A graduation ceremony is a cultural tradition termed as a rite of passage. It is a ceremony that marks one stage of a person's life to another. The turning of the tassel is a ritual that completes one rite of passage. It represents the completion of our high school career and at the same time marks a new beginning for the class of 2020.
During the first few months of our sophomore year, our history teacher, Mr. Justin Hostettler, was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer. He took a short leave of absence and came back that year better than ever. Everything seemed to be going great. He was always full of energy and still continued to push us to do our best. When we moved on to our junior year, we were part of his American government class. One day he told us one of his biggest hopes was to see us graduate. It never once slipped our minds that he wouldn't be here watching us receive our diplomas. On January 8th, 2020, we lost not only a great teacher, but a mentor. We will never forget how great Mr. Justin Hostettler was, and we want everyone else to know the impact he had on not just us, but past graduates and future graduates. That's why we are dedicating this plaque to Mr. Justin Hostettler. He may no longer be with us, but his memories will forever live on. I would like to present this plaque to his wife and family to be hung in the hallway above his room.
Hi, I'm Kathy Hostettler, Justin's mom. This is Bob Hostettler, Justin's father, Lisa Hostettler, Justin's wife, and Julianne Tanner, Justin's sister. Well, there are no words to adequately convey our sincere gratitude and thanks for what you have done here today in Mr. H's honor. I can hear him saying now, "That is really cool, guys, just beautiful." As graduates, you will hear many times over the phrase, "Go out and make a difference." And I'm here to tell you that you absolutely made a huge difference in your teacher's life, as well as our lives. As Mr. H dealt with cancer and received treatments, there were many challenging days when his doctors thought he should probably stay home and rest. But his love for all of you, his wonderful colleagues, all the Bloomfield staff, and his passion for teaching gave him the motivation, purpose, and desire to get up, get dressed, and get to work. Thank you for being his Bloomfield family that he so dearly loved, and thank you also for the wonderful tribute you paid to us and to Mr. H upon his passing in January. We hope and pray that you too will chase after and find your passion that makes getting up every morning a true joy, doing something you really, really love. And in doing that, you would continue to honor Justin Hostettler's memory. We thank you from the bottom of our hearts. And as our Justin, Mr. H would say at the end of his commencement speeches, "I love you guys." Thank you.
My name is Bob Hostettler, Justin's father, and I'd like to echo everything that she said. The outpouring of care and support was really overwhelming, and I'd like to thank you personally for what you did for my son at his funeral. And I'd like to go on further and say that congratulations to all of you. Best wishes to your future endeavors. And remember to chase the dream and not the money. And under current circumstances, I wish you all a safe and healthy life. And finally, in memory of my son and his love for space, live long and prosper.
Hey guys, as everyone has already said, I'm Lisa Hostettler, I'm Mr. H's wife, and we just can't express how much we love you guys and how we're so proud of you. This man right here in this plaque that you're representing, he would have been so proud of you guys. He loved this school so very much. And we're just so honored to be a part of this day with you guys. We're so honored to be a part of this school. Mr. H really, really loved it here. Bloomfield was in his heart, and we will continue to carry that tradition on. I'm so thankful that you guys have just done so much for our family, so much for us, so much for Justin when he was going through his battle of his sickness. So words just can't describe it. We love you guys, we're proud of you guys. Go class of 2020. We decided that we wanted to do a memorial scholarship in his honor. You guys gave so much to our family, so we want to give back to the Bloomfield family. So we have donated $1,000 to one of the seniors at Bloomfield this year, and the $1,000 will be to Haley Anderson. So congratulations, Haley. We know you'll do us proud. Thank you.
Hold high the torch, you didn't light its glow. 'Twas given you by other hands you know. 'Tis yours to keep it burning bright, yours to pass on when you no more need light. For there are others fet that we must guide, and other forms go marching by our side. Their eyes are watching every smile, and tears and effort which we think are not worthwhile are sometimes just the very help they need, the actions to which their souls would give most heed, so that in turn they'll hold it high and say, I have watched someone else carry it this way. Hold high the torch, you didn't light its glow, 'twas given you by other hands you know. I think it started down its path bright, the day the Master said, let there be light, go, shine for me.
I would like to thank everyone for attending this evening to honor our 2020 graduates. And at this time, I'd like to add a few special thank yous. I'd like to thank Mrs. Anderson, Mr. Gabriel, and Mr. Schnurberger for all their help and extra effort they went into making this video ceremony a reality. And I want to pay special thanks to Dan Earl for his professionalism and a wonderful job he did of putting this all together. And finally, I'd like to thank Mrs. Sly because she organizes and truly makes all of this happen. Thank you all. Superintendent Sheets, members of the Board of Education, all of the students receiving diplomas tonight have met the graduation requirements set forth by the Bloomfield local school districts and the state of Ohio. Now let me be the first to congratulate the class of 2020. Good luck in all you do.
Over the years, I think my favorite class had to have been Hostettler's. Constantly getting my desk kicked when I'd fall asleep was definitely one of the best things. Advice to underclassmen is probably try to be involved, whether it's the play or sports. You get a lot of groupings and you actually get involved and actually become a team and love each other. I'll probably remember the most is all the memories we've made over the years, from my sports teams to everything we did in the play, all our after parties and stuff. It was a great time. After graduation, I am currently enlisted into the U.S. Army. I am going for 15 Romeo. I'm going to be a Apache repair. Anyone who isn't going to TSTZ, my senior will to you guys is to mess with Gabriel as much as you can, because I know I did. You're in for a world of hurt.
I can handle it. My favorite class was Miss Sampson's home ec class, just because I like to make all the yummy treats and I really like Miss Sampson. Some advice I would give to underclassmen is to just do your work and worry about gossip later. None of this is going to matter after you graduate anyway. I will probably remember my senior year the most because we were in quarantine for half of it, but before this all happened, it would be Miss Sampson's class just because I'm always in there. I plan to attend YSU after graduating for business, and I want to major in marketing. I will my scholarship writing skills to Isabella Golombowski because I think she will go far with receiving a lot of scholarships.
My favorite class over the years was gym because I got to play a whole bunch of games and got to do whatever I wanted. My advice would be do a good job and receive your diploma. My postgraduate plans are probably to get a job.
My favorite class over the years would be Hostettler's class because just all the good talks we had in there. We could talk like we're a family in there. Some advice I give to underclassmen would be don't fight with your friends. It's not worth it. The things I would remember the most about my years of schooling would be the people that I spent the most time with, my friends and the teachers. My postgraduate plans are to get my license and get a job. I will my ability to do music and music videos to Lucas Hilliard.
My favorite class over the years was digital tech due to its relaxed nature and ability to release stress in the middle of the day. Some advice I give to underclassmen is don't do stupid things. Stay determined, get your work done, get through it. What I remember most is the friendships that I made and the amazing people that I met throughout high school. My postgraduate plans are joining the Navy and hopefully getting a Navy SEAL contract. I will my determination for track to Ben Peterson. I will my puzzle solving skills to Ryan Santa.
My favorite classes were Miss Sampson's just because she's like the best teacher, and we like made up classes just to be in her room. Some advice I would give is it's not the student, it's the student's parent. My postgraduate plans are to take a year off because I don't want to do online schooling, and then I am going to go to Kent Trumbull for accounting technology. I will my amazing attitude to Shiloh Markley. I will my setting skills to my younger sister, Carol Koblitz.
My favorite class would be probably gym, the very first gym we had, because I was new to the school and everyone would be all funny and trying to make me laugh and stuff. Some advice I would probably give is don't get behind on work. It don't work out in the end. I would probably remember all the funny times us seniors would have our group talks like in the library or in classrooms. Postgraduate plans would probably be to find a job and get a bigger house.
My favorite class was Miss Anderson's math class, and that's just because I just love hanging out with Miss Anderson. Some advice is don't get in trouble, stay good. My postgraduate plans is find a factory job and just work the rest of my life. The senior wills, I gift Ryan with my ability to play basketball.
My favorite class was history because we could always have fun in that class while learning still. Don't wish high school's gonna go away because it's always the best part of my life. What I will remember the most during my school years is how close the teachers are to the students and how well they're able to teach us stuff. My postgraduate plans is to go to Ohio State and study psychology to become a mental health counselor. My will is to have Wyatt not follow any directions in Miss Sampson's class like I used to.
My favorite class would probably be anything that Mr. Hostettler taught. He was just always really funny, and it was really easy to understand what he taught. And I always just had a really good time in all of his classes. I was planning on studying graphic design, but I don't even know if I want to do that anymore because I can't make a decision and stick with it for the life of me. I think what I'll remember most is just being stupid with my buddies in class and just laughing and all that other crap and, not listening.
So my favorite class was probably Mr. Haas's world history classes. Probably just because my grandparents were really into the war stuff, and so am I. So it's just fascinating to see all the different kind of changes from then to now. So I plan on going to Pittsburgh Technical College in the fall for information systems and a minor in cybersecurity. I will, my skill to play the baritone to my brother because I believe he plays a trumpet right now. So getting down all those keystrokes was, you had to have a huge brain just to remember all of them. Probably not as much as a clarinet or a flute player, but and then probably will my computer skills, which are pretty decent at the point right now, to my brother because he wants to do computers.
And we've been conditioned to not make mistakes, but I can't live that way. No, staring at the blank page before you, open up the dirty window, let the sun illuminate the words that you cannot find. Reaching for something in the distance, so close you can almost taste it. Really sure Dread yourself in words unspoken. Live your life with arms wide open. Today is where your book begins. The rest is still unwritten. The rest is still unwritten. Staring at the blank page before you. Open up the dirty window. Let the sun illuminate the words that you cannot find.
Reaching for something in the distance, so close you can almost taste it. Release your inhibitions.
Feel the rain on your skin. No one else can feel it for you. Only you can let it in. No one else can speak the words on your lips. Dread yourself in words unspoken. Live your life with arms wide open. Today is where your book begins. Feel the rain on your skin. No one else can feel it for you. Only you can let it in. No one else can speak the words on your lips. Dread yourself in words unspoken. Live your life with arms wide open. Today is where your book begins.
The rest is still unwritten.
The rest is still unwritten.